All right, guys, let's finish up the 38 letters of John D. Rockefeller to his son. This is letter 36. The greater the wealth means the greater the responsibility. November 20th, 1907. Dear John, I'm very happy that a financial crisis that almost caused a national crisis has finally passed. Now I think our president, Theodore Roosevelt, can go to Louisiana to continue hunting with peace of mind, despite his surprising incompetence in the crisis. Despite his surprising incompetence in this crisis. Of course, Mr. President did not do nothing. He supported Wall Street with worries. God, our taxpayer was so blind that he sent such a New Yorker into the White House. Our taxpayer was so blind that he sent such a New Yorker into the White House. Frankly speaking, the mention of Theodore Roosevelt's name and everything he did to Standard Oil makes me indignant. He is the narrowest and most vengeful villain I have ever seen. Yes, this villain succeeded. With the power in his hands, he became the winner of an unfair competition that was initiated by him. The federal court issued the huge fine that was unprecedented in American history and ordered its dissolution of our company. See what this despicable man has done to us. However, I believe that his so-called punishment will not succeed after all, but he will feel greatly disappointed because I believe that all our companies are not rubbish. We have an outstanding management team and sufficient funds. We can resist any risks and attacks. Our wealth will come from their healthy bodies. Wait and see. There will be times when we secretly cheer. However, we are indeed hurt and treated extremely unfairly. Theodore accused us of being a villain with huge wealth, and the judge insulted us as if we were notorious thieves, as if our wealth were conspired to plunder. Wrong. Those stupid guys do not know how big companies are built, and he does not want to know. Every cent of our money is permeated with our wisdom, and we have paid a load of sweat every step forward. The cornerstone of our business building is laid by our lives. But they do not want to listen. They want to be biased, only believing in their own inferior judgments, insulting our business ability, and even ignoring the fact that we use the cheapest and best quality kerosene to illuminate the United States. I know that the long sword in Theodore's hand will definitely be swung until a big gain is achieved. I know that I know that the long sword in Theodore's hand will definitely be swung until a big gain is achieved, because he rejected our proposal of reconciliation. But I am fearless because I have a clear conscience, and the worst result is that he uses his power to break up our brilliant and happy family. But the happiness will not stop, and the glory will not fall. The future based on this reality will prove all this. The key is, but I am fearless because I have a clear conscience. There was no doubt that we are undergoing an unprecedented persecution from the Roosevelt administration. However, we cannot allow our emotions to interfere and use anger to suppress our conscience. Cannot allow our emotions to interfere and use anger to suppress our conscience. When a crisis comes, we can never stand on the sidelines. It will make us feel ashamed and going against our conscience. We should come forward because we are citizens of the United States. We have a duty to save our country. We should come forward because we are citizens of the United States. We have a duty to save our country and our fellow citizens from disasters. As a rich man, I know that great wealth is also a great responsibility, and I shoulder the mission of benefiting mankind. The financial crisis swept Wall Street. Depositors who were in panic lined up to withdraw their deposits from the bank. There was a run when a crisis that would cause the U.S. economy to enter the Great Depression again. I had a foreboding that the country had fallen into a double crisis. The government lacks funds and the people lack confidence. At this moment, Mr. Moneybag must do something about this. I called Mr. Stone and asked the Associated Press to quote me and tell the American people, our country never lacks credibility, and the scholars in the financial world pledge their credibility with their lives. If necessary, I would use half of these securities to help the country maintain its credibility. Please believe me, the financial earthquake will not happen. Thank God the crisis has passed and Wall Street has come out of the predicament. And for this moment, I did what I should do. As the Wall Street Journal commented, Mr. Rockefeller helped Wall Street with his voice and huge sums of money. It is just that I will never let them know that in overcoming this panic, I was the one who took out the most money from my pocket, which makes me very proud. Of course, Wall Street was able to successfully survive the credit crisis. Mr. Morgan can be described as outstanding. He is the outright commander of this war. He brought together a group of business celebrities to cope with the crisis and use his irreplaceable financial talents. The resolute personality saved Wall Street, so I said that the American people should thank him. The people on Wall Street should thank him, and Theodore Roosevelt should thank him even more. Because Morgan did what Roosevelt should have done but failed to do because of his incompetence. Nowadays, many people, and of course newspapers, praise the generous people, but to me it is worthless. The peace of conscience is the only reliable reward. The national crisis is the head, and we should do our part and have the courage to bear it. I think those people who sincerely extend a helping hand are just like me. We just want to shine our motherland with our own strength, faith, and loyalty. But I am not without shameful records. 46 years ago, when so many young Americans obeyed the call of the motherland and went to the front lines loyally to fight for the liberation of slaves and the maintenance of the unity of the United States. As a young man, I had just opened the company and my family had to rely on it to live. Thus, I did not participate in the war. This may be a reassuring reason, but at that time the country needed me and needed us to shed blood. This incident has always disturbed my conscience. It was not until the arrival of the economic crisis 10 years ago that I had a chance at salvation. At that time, the federal government was unable to guarantee gold reserves, and Washington turned to Mr. Morgan for help. But Morgan wasn't able to do anything. It was I who put out a huge subsidy to the government to quell the financial panic. This makes me very happy more than over how much money I make. But I did not see myself as a savior, let alone pretentious. Only fools are pretentious because of money, but because I am a citizen that knows that I have huge wealth and I also bear huge public responsibilities because of it. What is more noble than having huge wealth is to serve the motherland in accordance with the needs of the motherland. John, we indeed have money, but at any time we should not spend money arbitrarily. Our money is only used to create value for mankind, and we must not give any selfish people a little bit of benefit. Of course, we will never donate money to Republicans to support their election campaigns anymore. Theodore Roosevelt has already heard us. Fame and virtue are the decoration of the soul. Fame and virtue are the decoration of the soul. Without her, no matter how beautiful the body is, it should not be considered beautiful.